We're here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for today's coverage of the Irwin Tools Night Race. This is a great race we've got set up for us. We've got a great crowd on hand ready to watch this race. Jamie McMurray is your pole starter, and alongside him is Brad Keselowski. Kyle Busch starting deep in the field. Now let's get your command fire engines.
Start your engine.
Now that we got the command, let's take a look at the drivers to watch for in this race. First, watch out for Brad Keselowski. He always runs good at Bristol. He's won twice in the Sprint Cup Series, and he's starting second today. And the other driver to watch out for is Kyle Busch. He's won 5 times at Bristol just in the Sprint Cup Series, but he's starting 8th, and you'll have to make up some ground. But here's your starting lineup for the Irwin Tools Night Race. Starting on the pole is Jamie McMurray, and alongside him is Brad Keselowski. And then row 2, you find Jeff Gordon and Carl Edwards. Jeff Gordon and Carl Edwards always run good at Bristol. And then row 3, you find Clint Bowyer and Kevin Harvick. And then in row 4, you find the Busch brothers, Kurt and Kyle Busch, who run really good at Bristol. And then row 5, you find Denny Hamlin and Casey Kane. And in row 6, you find Tony Smoke Stewart and the 6-time champ, Jimmy Johnson. And starting last today is Dale Earnhardt Jr. And here's your Food City keys to the race. Stay outside, race clean, and watch out for Brad Keselowski because he has a very fast car. Anyway, let's get the green flag for the start of the Irwin Tools Night Race. Jamie McMurray will lead the field down to green, and we are green flag racing at Bristol. Jamie McMurray leads him down. Looks like Keselowski gets a little loose off turn 2. It's going to allow Jamie McMurray to clear him. Jamie McMurray will lead lap 1. They're starting to single file out towards the front now. Brad Keselowski trying to catch up to him is now on lap 3. Carl Edwards moving up into the 3rd position. Now we've turned on the lights around the track, and it looks like Jeff Gordon's going down pit road. Let's get a word from our reporter Anthony Baker on what's going on with him. Anthony? Yes, we're getting word that Jeff Gordon says he feels like he's down a cylinder right now. So he came down pit road and his crew's checking on his car. Anyway, we're on lap 5 now, and oh, Kyle Busch takes a spin down the front straightaway. That'll bring out our first caution of the day, and it's for Kyle Busch taking a spin. Let's take a look at the instant replay of what happened. Looks like he came off turn 4, got a little loose, got up into his brother Kurt Busch, got to the back end, and the car just probably snapped around on him. But first caution of the day is out for Kyle Busch taking a spin on the front straightaway out of turn 4. But now both cars are repaired and will return, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. Here's your top 5 before the caution. First was Jamie McMurray, and second was Brad Keselowski. Third was Carl Edwards. Fourth was Clint Bowyer, and Kevin Harvick moved up into 5th. And you're watching the Irwin Tools Night Race on Fox. But now we're back for the restart on lap 7 out of 15. Jamie McMurray will choose that outside lane again, and it looks like he gets a little loose. Brad Keselowski's right next to him. Jamie McMurray's in the wall. It'll allow Brad Keselowski to go to the lead for the first time. Brad Keselowski leads his first lap of the race. Clint Bowyer now somehow gets around Jamie McMurray for second. It looks like McMurray's down a tire. There's debris flying off his car, and the caution's going to come out, and Casey Kane runs right into him. McMurray on his side. He gets it back on all 4 wheels, and Kevin Harvick is involved also. There's debris all over the front straightaway. And Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray, and Kevin Harvick are all involved. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened. It looks like McMurray, he already had a tire down. Debris started to come off. So then Nascar threw the caution right there. And it looks like Kane and Harvick had nowhere to go. Kane got loose and slid right into McMurray, which allowed McMurray to get on his side, and Harvick hit the wall. He doesn't have too much damage, but he'll probably be able to continue. And McMurray got somehow back on all four wheels. And yep, Kevin Harvick is repaired and he will return, and Jeff Gordon will also return to the racetrack. But our pole sitter and Casey Kane are out for the day. Now we're back for the restart on lap 10 of 15. Brad Keselowski chooses the outside and Clint Bowyer's on his inside. We're back for the restart. Jimmy Johnson moving up into the second position, gets around Bowyer, and he goes to the inside and he'll go to the lead. As they're starting to single file out, and it looks like the caution is out. Oh, it looks like it's raining on the track. Yep, it looks like there's some rain happening. You see where Bristol Motor Speedway is. But we're under a rain delay right now. Looks like Nascar will turn off the lights for safety precautions. But this rain delay might last long. We never know how long it could take. Here's the running order. When the caution was thrown, Jimmy Johnson was in the lead and Clint Bowyer was behind him, followed by Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, and the others. And looks like they just threw the red flag, but it looks like they just turned the lights back on. But we'll be back under the caution as cars will come off pit road now. And let's take a look at how they'll restart. In the front row, you'll find Jimmy Johnson and Clint Bowyer. Johnson will choose the outside lane. And then in the next row, you find Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski. And then the next row, you find Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Jr. started last in this race. He's been working his way through the field. But then in the fourth row, you find Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch, Joe Gibbs' teammates. And then in the next row, you find Stewart Haas teammates Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. And in the last row, it'll be Jeff Gordon. But anyway, we'll be back for the restart with only 3 laps to go. Lap 13 out of 15. Here they come. Jimmy Johnson will lead the field back down, but he spins the tires. That'll allow Clint Bowyer to go to the lead. Brad Keselowski has a run on the outside. They're side by side, and Bowyer puts him up into the wall. Jimmy Johnson's catching up really fast. 2 laps to go. Now we're on board with Brad Keselowski as they head down the back straightaway. Jimmy Johnson is starting to catch up. He gives Clint Bowyer the bumper. White flags in the air. Jimmy Johnson's starting to catch up to Brad Keselowski. He gets a good run off turn 2. He's going to be right over his back bumper coming off turn 4. They come off turn 4. He spins Brad Keselowski. Keselowski into the wall. And Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. get collected as well. But Jimmy Johnson is your Irwin Tools Night Race winner. Jimmy Johnson will win the Irwin Tools Night Race at Bristol. But a big crash on the front straightaway on the last lap coming to the checkered flag. Jimmy Johnson will do his burnout and he'll go to victory lane here at Bristol. And let's take a look at the replay of what happened. It looks like he got a big run on Keselowski coming off turn 2, and he was right behind him. And as they came off turn 4, it doesn't really look like Johnson turned him. It looks like Keselowski came down on him. But Keselowski hit the inside wall, came right back up in front of Tony Stewart, and Dale Jr. was just an innocent bystander in the wreck. But a big crash on the last lap, but Jimmy Johnson will be your winner for today's race. Here's your finishing results. But first was Jimmy Johnson. He wins the race. Second was Clint Bowyer. Third was Carl Edwards, followed by Kyle Busch. We expected him to run really good today, and Kyle Busch's teammate finishes 5th, and 6th was Kevin Harvick, and 7th was Kurt Busch, and the 8th was Jeff Gordon, and 9th was Dale Earnhardt Jr., 10th was Tony Stewart, 11th was Brad Keselowski. He led quite a bit of this race. And thanks for watching today's coverage of the Irwin Tools Night Race. Hope you enjoyed. And congrats once again to Jimmy Johnson. Make sure to comment